Edge and Christian, they are back together. First time teaming since, I believe, 2011 at Forbidden Door, where they will take on Kip Sabian and also Nick Wayne. I'm going to be honest, fully honest for a second. This does feel a little bit rushed to me. This kind of feels like Christian Cage is being too nice of a guy for forgiving Adam Copeland for everything that he has done to him. Because, I mean, all these years gaslighting him, making it seem like he's the problem, when in fact Christian Cage is the perfect father figure. And now suddenly, not only did he make Christian think that he had to forgive him, but Christian has just forgiven Copeland. So I think it's all a little bit rushed, but I am very, very excited to see it. Now, there is one really interesting note. The last time that Edge and Christian teamed together on a pay-per-view, Nick Wayne was not born. Crazy to think about. But, Archie, what were your thoughts on the reuniting of Edge and Christian?
Okay, so on paper, this is a home run segment, right? I mean, we're talking about on paper, which means when the creative team are thinking of this segment and coming up with it, you know, they should and well be thinking, you know, this is a home run. You know, this is going to be a moment in AEW history that's going to live on forever. Unfortunately, to me, it was a bit of a swing and a miss, and it's a completely different reason why I think why Ben thinks that. And I'm going to go into why, and it's something that's been a bit of a recurring theme with AEW with these big moments. And so first of all, I study sports journalism at university, and we will learn about doing commentary, and you can always differentiate a professional commentator from an amateur commentator, and the way you can do that is really by one thing, and you can be as well prepared as you can to be a commentator. You can have as many notes as you want, but it's the moments in sports and entertainment that really live on forever. And as a commentator, you've got to know when to let the moments breathe. And, you know, this is in all sports. This is when somebody scores a last-minute winner in a Champions League final, or somebody scores a last-second three-pointer to win their team the playoffs. It's the same with this moment here with Edge and Christian. And this should have been a moment that would have lived on in AEW history forever, but it didn't. And that's because, unfortunately, as I'm trying to get into the moment and trying to watch these two guys that I both love reunite, I've got Excalibur in my ear saying that, I mean, there's a lot of history between these guys, and, you know, Taz, you know these guys very well. They're literally on the brink of hugging. Why are you bringing up the fact that they've not even anything to do with their history, just that they've got a lot of history? Great Excalibur, we know that. And he's bringing up the fact that they know Taz. That it doesn't add anything. And as a commentator, the main thing you need to do as a commentator, and this is always the main thing to remember, is you need to add context to what the viewer's watching, but never take value away from it. And Excalibur has been a commentator for AEW for multiple years now. He has not learned, and he has not developed or improved as a commentator whatsoever. And it's a regular theme, because every time we have these big moments that should live on in AEW history, you've got Excalibur talking over it and asking his co-commentators questions about it. And it's getting tiring now. And Tony Khan even needs to go to Excalibur and say, look, this is the aspect that you need to improve in, because it's taking its toll on moments that should be living forever in our history. Or he should do what I think he should do, and that's replace him with Ian Riccaboni, who's a fantastic commentator, I think, and is a fantastic wrestling commentator. The fact is, with Excalibur, is he was never really ready for a job this size in AEW. And I'm sorry to say that, but he's an indie wrestling commentator.
Wow. Big take there, and I'm going to be honest with you, Archie. I don't agree with you. I agree in terms of they should not have spoken over that moment last night, and I also agree he talks over big moments a lot too. Yeah. But On the other show, where Ian Riccaboni does often call the action, he does the exact same thing. I don't think this is a commentator issue. I think this is the way that just AEW prefer their commentators to be. And I don't like it, but I think it's more of a company policy to always talk instead of not.
That might be true. And and if it is true, then I do apologize to Excalibur. But either way, the AEW needs to stop doing this, because I want to get lost in these moments as a wrestling fan. And I'm just sat there, and every time I'm trying to get lost in it, his voice takes, like, not just his voice, any commentator's voice takes you out of it.
Yeah,
and it's really frustrating.
Well, shots fired from Archie there, says Judge. And you are right. And Podcast Grifter says he's spoiling the moment for the sake of spoiling the moment itself. So this is clearly something fans agree on. But Clark, do you agree with Archie?
Well, I do think that the Excalibur is an old rundown hotel. I think there's an argument to be made it's the worst one on the Vegas Strip at this stage. But for the benefit of those with flash photography, I will now give you a 5-second pose. I'm so stoked. Childhood Clark, we're so back. I was basically the only guy that rooted for Edge and Christian against both the Hardys and the Dudleys in the original TLC. There's nothing better. I understand maybe the delivery wasn't perfect or whatever you wanted. I don't know. The moments landed. The rivalries are going to be awesome. And I'm just chomping at the bit to get Edge and Christian on the same team again, no matter what story they tell. Because once we get the ball rolling here, it's not going to be stopped. They've proven it over and over and over again throughout their careers. I have no doubt in my mind. I hear the concerns with Archie. I wasn't going to make this about commentary. I get that. So I wanted to talk in particular about the reunion and historical aspect. I thought it was awesome. I really, 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 really want a long run out of these two. I want to see FTR. I want to see the Bucks. I want to see everybody possible line up the all-star team. Give me all of them against Edge and Christian at various points, or Cope and Christian at various points, whatever it may be for this run. Don't make this just an FTR and then the Nick Wayne and I saw that. That's why I corrected myself. Cope and Christian, C squared, new tag name. At the same time, I want to see them wrestle the best of the best. FTR is obviously on the docket. Nick Wayne and Kip Sabian is obviously on the docket, but I want them all. I want, whether it's Private Party, whether it's the Young Bucks, whether it's any tag team that is available in this space to wrestle Edge and Christian, do it, because we've seen the Hardys and Dudleys do it. The majority of the dream matches against the future generations, we got those. Like Ben mentioned, we have not seen these two teams since before Nick Wayne was born. Now
on a pay-per-view.
We have on a pay-per-view. Either way, we now have the opportunity to do some of those matches. And of the three, I thought they were the most legendary. There's a reason they won those TLC matches and not the Hardys and Dudleys, despite the memories.
You are right there. And there's a comment here from DCX Warlord. FTR versus Cope and Christian all out.
Yes.
AEW World Tag Team Championships. You said you wanted to see it, Clark. So do I. I hope that happens, because to your point, there are a lot of dream matches to be had. And I think we are going to get them, even if parts of the reunion have been a little bit rushed. DCX Warlord taking one more shot at Archie before we go home. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Taking one more shot at Archie before we go home. Spoiler alert, it's scripted, Archie. Stop yapping. But I don't know why the comments are just taking aim at you today, Archie. It's clearly
you know what is I've been given a lot of people take the mick out of me at my other job as well. So it's been a recurring theme over the past week. So you know what, I'm used to it now.
It's that Chelsea shit. I am telling you. We got BJ Dixon saying, "I'm glad to see E and C back. Definitely brought back memories."